So our next performer is a product of a broken home. A young man ponders over the state of men and their transition from child soldiers to armored warriors. Here's a look behind the mask of a warrior by Bryan Rojas Arauz.
Behind the mask of a warrior. It is time for us as men to start fighting back. Fight back as a society that has deemed us emotionless. Fight back for ourselves and our sons. We are at war, shackled and chained, trapped in a box. We're warriors that were never given the tools for survival. A generation of fatherless sons. Single mothers raising men in fatherless homes. As young men, we had to figure it out all on our own. No one to teach us how to be men. Hiding behind the mask of a warrior, we got it all wrong. A child soldier, battling my emotions. My childhood was stolen, but no charges were pressed. I know my emotions are put it to rest. In the house of little brother, mommy, and me, I learned not to cry. I was told to take it like a man. But how was I supposed to take it like a man when a man had not raised me? Living with the man of the house at the age of 8, I swallowed my emotions and let the indigestion feel like hate. Raised by a single mother, I saw the strength of woman in her. Una mujer guerrera. Willing to give it all for her children, for love. An emotion that was more powerful than fear, anger, or hate. But that made woman weak, somehow. An oxymoron, because I know I don't have the strength to do what she did. Yeah. My father cheated on my mother and somehow made it her responsibility. Which taught me that when it came to love, I had no accountability. I used to say that because he was God, I hated him. When in reality, all I was doing was just missing him. What I wanted the most was to be nothing like him. Now I look in the mirror, that's all I've seen. My attachment to women became simulated. What I wanted to avoid the most, I had imitated. When it came to my relationship, I was manipulated by the masterful warrior that made me a man. I was built on aggression, so I became aggressive. At 13, the first time I was jumped, also the first time I was praised because I put up a good fight. Busted lid, bloody, knuckled, and dirty. The medals of honors are earned in the making of a man. You see, the result was not important as the reaction. Like another circus attraction, it was all about the show. Suicide. Third leading cause of death among young men. Because feeling pain may be at times better than feeling nothing at all. At 15, I had a friend fight the bitter end of a game of Russian roulette. A game I too often considered. I was angry. Angry at the fact that I was not allowed to be sad. Angry. Angry at the casuals who thought they knew what I was feeling, when truth be told, I didn't even know it myself. Angry. An emotion I knew didn't make me less of a man, but also the emotion that stopped me from truly feeling. I found myself trying to drown my emotions, looking for role models at the bottom of bottles. I was built to be brave. I learned to put up a front that made me unbreakable. For when guns came out, the death came near, I still did not run. Instead, I got closer. But you can act as a surprise the moment when you realize that our television has become a box for violence and miseducation. We live in a society where gender, race, and social class continue to run the slave industry. I wasn't the only one to receive that message. The training of a warrior. If we didn't have our fathers, we'd have Uncle Sam, present and willing to force down our throats what our fathers could not. Hiding behind this armor in Oakland, 107. Let me say that again. 107 murders for the passing of another year. 7,000 soldiers, airmen and Marines never made it home. And 200,000 continue to live with PTSD today. The price of becoming a hero. Uncle Sam has got lessons. Don't ask, don't tell. A picturing military strategy, which only men will create equality for the right to fight and die in war. Back home, manhood somehow is still marked for sexual orientation. Regardless of what we're seeing, we've never told. We never told about the pain, hardship, fear, or sadness, drug violence, death, or corruption. We've seen it all. Living in a place where if you don't become fearless, then you'll always be fearful. Yeah, we didn't even know how to spell fear. The weight of our memories, the shameful experience, neatly packed into Pandora's box, put away to never be talked about. The lessons we were given were wrong. Like a scratch list, we keep repeating the song. The message my father, his father, and my father's father received was the same. It is time for us to relearn what it is to be a man. Time for us to forgive and love our fathers. Time for us to break the cycle of discord. Provide for our seed, for we are the soil. This is the mantle revised, the real lessons compiled. Real men are able to cry. It is time for us to start practicing self-compassion. Real men will self-destruct. Let's be our brother's keeper. Real men respect and love their partner. Don't be afraid to love, and when you love, do so completely. Real men are able to define themselves, be who they are. Our sexual orientation does not define us as men. Real men have courage, the ability to take risks, the strength to be compassionate, the wisdom to be humble. Real men, address your problem. Talk it out. Express yourself. Don't have to react with violence, for it takes a real man to walk away. Real men, trust your hearts. Love yourselves. Be quick to smile, slow to anger, and treat other people with the respect they deserve. It is time to redefine what it is to be a man. Let's stop hiding behind this armor. Let's stop hiding behind the mask of the warrior. Thank you.
Bryan, by the way, is our next intern in the Counseling and Psychological Services Center, so he's one of our graduate interns. He probably didn't want me to say this, but he's also on the he's applying for the PhD track for counseling and psychology. So, yeah, that's how we do.